It started as a seemingly ordinary Friday evening. My wife, Nadia, had texted me around noon, telling me she was going out for a girls' night. I responded casually, wishing her fun and telling her to be safe. She replied with a smiley face, and I thought nothing more of it. I trusted her, or at least I had. But sometimes trust can be a fragile illusion, and the truth has a way of shattering it in the most unexpected way. I spent the first hour of the evening at home, catching up on work and scrolling through social media. The house was quiet, and I could feel a sense of contentment settling in, thinking about how lucky I was to have a wife who enjoyed her independence. That calm was about to be shattered. Around an hour later, I received a notification on my phone. It was from a security camera app connected to a small camera I had installed for routine home monitoring, not for spying on her, but for safety purposes. When I opened it, my stomach dropped. There she was, Nadia, not at the bar with friends, not laughing and chatting as she had promised, but slipping into a car with a man I had never seen before. The video showed everything: their laughter, the subtle touches, the intimate closeness that should have been reserved for me. My mind raced as I processed the scene, the reality of betrayal unfolding before my eyes in real time. This was not a harmless night out. This was infidelity, deliberate and undeniable. I didn't rush to confront her immediately. Anger, after all, can cloud judgment. Instead, I let the video play out fully, documenting every moment. I paused it, replayed key scenes, and made a copy. Evidence, I realized, is the most powerful tool when betrayal is at play. The truth, captured in pixels, could not be denied, explained away, or dismissed. By the time she returned home later that night, I was waiting calmly. Nadia walked in, her mood light, probably expecting me to remain blissfully unaware. I watched her closely, observing the subtle shift in her expression as she noticed the video on my laptop screen, paused and ready. "I can explain," she stammered, her confident facade cracking for the first time. I didn't respond immediately. Silence can be more powerful than any words. I allowed her guilt to settle, to confront her own choices, and to realize that the truth was fully exposed. "Explain what?" I asked finally, my voice calm, measured, and deliberate. "Explain why you thought a casual girls' night would justify sneaking around, lying, and betraying the trust we built." Her hands trembled, and she looked away. It's complicated," she whispered. "I didn't mean for it to happen." I raised a hand, stopping her mid-sentence. "No, don't. I don't want excuses. I don't want justifications. I want the truth you thought you could hide." The moment was heavy, charged with tension. Nadia's face went pale as the reality of her actions and the undeniable proof of betrayal sank in. She had assumed that secrecy would protect her, that a little deception would go unnoticed. But now, the truth was irrefutable. I showed her the video. Frame by frame, she watched herself with another man, laughing, touching, sharing moments she should have shared with me. I could see the shock, the fear, and the guilt in her eyes as the reality of being caught hit her. There was no denial, no argument, no attempt to manipulate the narrative. Just raw, undeniable exposure. "You thought I wouldn't notice," I said softly, letting the words cut through the silence. "You thought you could lie, hide, and cheat without consequences. But the truth always finds a way." She tried to speak again, but I held up my hand. "No words. Just let the reality of what you did sink in." For the next few hours, we sat in tense silence. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I didn't act impulsively. Instead, I allowed her guilt to fester, to confront the undeniable proof of her betrayal. The video had done what anger could not. It had revealed everything, leaving her powerless, exposed, and forced to face the consequences of her choices. Over the next few days, the aftermath unfolded. Nadia tried to reach out, to explain, to apologize, but I remained composed. I had learned that in moments of betrayal, power lies not in impulsive retaliation, but in calm, deliberate exposure. The truth is more devastating than any outburst, more permanent than any argument, and more impactful than any emotional reaction. Friends and family noticed the shift in our dynamic. Nadia, once confident and manipulative, now carried the weight of exposure in her demeanor. She knew that her actions had consequences far beyond what she had anticipated. The video, simple yet undeniable, had transformed the narrative entirely. Reflecting on that night, I realized how fragile trust can be and how powerful evidence is in restoring balance. Betrayal, when caught and revealed calmly, carries consequences that words alone cannot convey. The silent authority of truth, captured in real time, leaves a lasting impact that reshapes relationships, expectations, and understanding. By the time things settled, the lesson was clear. Nadia had learned painfully and irrevocably that deception is never hidden forever. Her casual betrayal, meant to be unnoticed, had been exposed, leaving her to face the reality she had tried to avoid. And I had learned that calm, deliberate action, backed by undeniable evidence, is far more effective than anger or confrontation when dealing with infidelity. That Friday night, what began as a harmless girls' night ended in a revelation that changed everything. The video didn't just capture betrayal, it captured the moment trust was broken, the consequences that followed, and the undeniable power of truth. From that point onward, our marriage was transformed, not by forgiveness, but by the awareness of actions, the weight of decisions, and the knowledge that betrayal, no matter how hidden, always comes to light. The video had done its work silently, decisively, and irrevocably, teaching a lesson that neither of us would ever forget.